The British and Irish Lions team to play New Zealand in Wellington is number 15, Liam Williams, 14, Anthony Watson, 13, Jonathan Davis, 12, Owen Farrell, 11, Elliot Daly, 10, Johnny Sexton, 9, Conor Murray, 1, MAKO VUNIPOLA, 2, Jamie George, 3, Tig Furlong, 4, Maro Itoje, 5, Alan Wynne Jones, 6, Sam Warburton, captain, 7, Sean O'Brien, 8, Talupe Falatau, and the replacements: 16, Ken Owens, 17, Jack McGrath, 18, Kyle Sinclair, 19, Courtney Laws, 20, CJ Stander, 21, Rhys Webb, 22, Ben Teo, 23, Jack Noel.
Hi guys, Armchair Pundit here and welcome back to another video. So the Lions team for second test has just been announced today from Warren Gatland. A few inclusions there, a few surprises that I didn't expect. We'll go through each one of those in just a minute. First of all, just a recap of the Lions against the Canes, 31-all. Well done to the Canes come back in that one. They really shone through in the end. I think Gatland's decision not to play most of his bench really came back to bite him. I think it kind of shows how much of a regard he held those midweek games. It's pretty disappointing, but I'm going to make another video about those sort of selections later on. Anyway, let's get back to the big time, the games that matter. Really, let's go. Okay. So we've just been through a team. Let's go through each sort of position, start from the front and work our way back. MAKO VUNIPOLA. He needs to up his work rate in the loose. He really needs to do that. And in the scrum, actually, just all-round game just needs to improve. I was kind of expecting to maybe be on the bench this week, but you know, they're stuck with that same front row. So okay, fine. Jamie George, yeah, he's the best hooker they've got. So yeah, there's nowhere else they could go. Tad Furlong, again, he's up that work rate in the loose. I think particularly in defence, he needs to really go for it. All in all, front row, same as last week. They need to do a job. They need to do a job. They need to start hitting those rucks harder. They didn't really do that last week, and I think it showed in the end. Moving into the second row, Maro Itoje. I saw this one coming. Of course, he was going to start. There's a comment made in my last video that he was overrated. Come on, no, he's not. He's one of the best second rows in the world. I'm going to make a comment reaction video to show you his highlights. The guy's 22 years old. He's an absolute animal. He's going to go very far. Alan Wynne Jones. Really? Come on, like, yes, he was in my pick before this tour started. He was in my pick for this squad, for this test team, but he hasn't shown it. He's not been great in the games that he's played. He's not really had too much of an impact. I just don't get it. And you've got Courtney Laws on the bench. Again, okay, fine, that impact at the end, okay, but really, like, I think you need more than Alan Wynne Jones can provide. You think about, say, an attribute chart in a circle, and Wynne Jones is rounded, but he's got no real massive standout attributes. Courtney Laws is going to smash Bowden Barrett if he gets his hands on him. It's going to be a good night to him. I wouldn't have started with Alan Wynne Jones. Henderson played extremely well against the Hurricanes. I know it wasn't the best Hurricanes team in the world, but he played well, and he probably in form is probably playing better than Alan Wynne Jones, and that's what these teams we picked on, some form, not on reputation. Cruz didn't have a great game last weekend, but I think he should be there or thereabouts. Alan Wynne Jones is not, for me, he's dropped way down that pecking order. For him to start in that second test for me is a horrible decision. It really is, really poor. Joe Launchbury's going to be sat at home in his reclining chair, just thinking, what the hell is going on? Why aren't I on that pitch? But you know what? He's not even in the same continent, so it doesn't matter. Let Alan Wynne Jones there to a job. Hope he does it. He's probably going to be completely wrong, but I don't think he should be there. Moving on to the back row. Let's start with the two guys who I'm not really that surprised about. Talupe Falatau, it's fine. He's the only Lions specialist number 8 that's out there at the moment. So fine, he didn't play too badly last weekend, not great, but he did okay. Sean O'Brien, same. He needs to get a bit more dominance at that breakdown. He really does. He got outclassed last weekend. Sam Kane, Kano, and Kieran Reid all just outclassed him, outmuscled him, everything together. He just nullified him. He's got to really make the impact at the breakdown. I think that's probably why Warburton's been picked. Warburton's really good at breakdown situation. For me, again, he hasn't played enough on this tour to warrant that place in that test side. Captain or not, it doesn't matter. He shouldn't be in this. I don't believe he should be in this test team. I think he's in it because his breakdown work is probably the best out of the back rows that I can really think of, the flankers anyway. You compare him to Tipperick. I want to see Tipperick in that team, but Tipperick is a different kind of player. Warburton's breakdown work is, to be fair to him, good, but Warburton has to be everywhere. I would have gone for Tipperick, mainly because A, he's just so incredibly fit, he'll give you the full 80, B, he chop tackles. His speciality is taking people down the ankles, taking people down the knees. He's going to nullify that offload. If you get him down quickly, get someone else over the ball quickly, it's going to nullify the offload. Warburton doesn't really tackle like that. I would have had Tipperick in there just for that. It's good to see CJ stand on the bench. We'll get to that a little bit later. Moving on into scrum half, Conor Murray. That's fine. Don't have a problem with that. Yes, Reece Webb scored late on in the last game, but I think Conor Murray gives you the element of control to get you out of your own 22. His box kicks are a really, really good weapon for Lions to get out of trouble and put pressure on the All Black back three. Extremely accurate. They're not going to go wild, so I think that's a good move to keep him in there. This is where it gets interesting for me. We're going to go Jonas Sexton at 10. Fine, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's okay. He's not played a lot of rugby in the last sort of 10 days or so, which could go against him a little bit. But you know what? Overall, I think that's probably a fair call. Owen Farrell at 12. It's a bit beyond me, to be honest with you. We're going to have a quick look at the weather in Wellington for Saturday. And as you can see, it's going to be pretty wet. It's not going to be a very nice night. It's going to be wet. It's just going to be pretty blustery. It's just going to be horrible. Not really the night that you're going to want to shit the ball wide, really. You are going to get a wide, but you're not going to look to get a wide every opportunity you've got. You're going to look at playing it tight to start off with, especially. For me, this is a wrong call. Ben Teo was excellent in defence, and he nullified Sonny Bill Williams the whole time he was on the pitch. And the reason why Jonathan Davies made the breaks he made is because Ben Teo was inside him. What that means is that Sonny Bill Williams is focused on Ben Teo. Ryan Crotty was when he was on the pitch, and now who is it at 13? The shoulders and the hips turn towards Ben Teo because they're worried about him crashing in, which means that gives Jonathan Davies that split second to get the ball on the outside Ben Teo, and because his opposite man has turned his hips, turned his shoulders, it allows him to beat him on the outside. That is not going to happen with Owen Farrell at inside centre. Sonny Bill Williams isn't going to care that Owen Farrell is opposite him. 13, Lionheart isn't going to care. He's not going to be turned in towards Owen Farrell. Sonny Bill Williams is just going to start to drift, and if Owen Farrell cuts back inside, Sonny Bill Williams knows that he's going to smash him. Whereas if it was Ben Teo running at Sonny Bill's weaker shoulder, he'd be a little bit more worried. So again, there's that half a second just delaying that the drift defence, which Ben Teo brings, which Owen Farrell's not going to bring. This example here from the Hurricanes of the weekend with the inside ball, this is exactly what they're going to need to do.
And I think it's been picked up too. Tahuti Orangi away to Black. Abbott this time moves it on quick. Oh, beautiful ball on the inside. And a chance for Lombardi. He's in.
They're going to have to bring their blindside winger onto the ball just to keep Sonny Bill honest, and then that's going to keep the 13 honest. It's going to give Jonathan Davies room on the outside. If they don't keep that inside channel busy on that drift or inside out defence, they're just going to run to a brick wall out wide, and it's always going to happen. They're just going to run to brick walls on the outside channel. They're going to lose ground. They're going to lose the ball. They've got to keep the inside defence channels honest, and that means Anthony Watson running onto the ball, it means Elliot Daly running onto the ball, it means Liam Williams running inside lines or just outside lines off 10, off 12, doesn't matter, but keeping that defence narrow to start off with, as we said last time, to earn that right then to go wide. The minute you then turn your centres, your opposite centres, shoulders in, hips in, that's when you go wide. But you have to earn that. You can't just expect it to happen. You have to earn it. I just really hope that the selections are right. I'm a little bit concerned about if you're going to do that, is that apart from Davies, it's a very, very lightweight backline. I'd want to see a bit of bulk in, particularly out wide, and that's where Elliot Daly's probably about my size, not that big. Anthony Watson, he's okay, but I want to see a Tommy Seymour. He'd be disappointed not being in this team, I think. He's leading try scorer. He scored twice during the week. George North is injured, unfortunately. So they're your two sort of options. Talking about the wingers, Watson and Daly, they are speed guys, but they need to make those inside breaks. Otherwise, they're just going to be left out wide with no space like last time. The guys got to work harder, and that's why I like to look at Jack on the bench. To bring him in, he's going to work hard off those wings. Liam Williams, I don't really have too much of a problem about that. To be honest, I think he gets a bit of ball in space, particularly on the sort of wet night it's going to be. It's going to be hard to get hold of. As going back to Owen Farrell, defence. Yes, he makes a tackle, but Sonny Bill Williams is going to be running at him all night, and it's going to be a long, tough night for Owen Farrell, and I just don't see it going right for him at all. Okay, moving on to the bench. Ken Owens, Jack McGrath, Carl Sinclair. Not too much of a surprise there. I was hoping to see Carl Sinclair maybe in that starting lineup a little bit, brings the extra sort of oomph to that team, something different. Courtney Law is fine, I get the understanding, bring him on last couple of 20, half an hour and getting to smash people, made the impact. But I want to see that, you have to have that from the beginning against the All Blacks. The point of having this finishing bench is that you're close in the last 15, 20 minutes. If the game isn't close in the last 15, 20 minutes, it's completely pointless. It's absolutely pointless. The whole point of having this bench is that it's close 15, 20 minutes ago. It's close 5, 10 points, and those guys will get you over the line. But if a line's too far away to get over, it's absolutely pointless. CJ Stanza, I think that's a good move. Omani, I know it's been outraged. He was captain last week and whatnot, but it doesn't matter. You've got to use horses for courses at this point in time. I don't have a problem with that. As I said, I want to see Tipperick in there as well, but it's not meant to be. Reece Webb, good move. Again, bring him in at sort of 60-minute mark. Tillian when it's wet. Forwards around the edges are getting tired. It's good. Ben Teo. Jeez, he's just not. He should be starting. He should be in that starting team. And I'd have Dan Bigger in there, to be honest. I'd have Dan Bigger in there on the bench. And I'd just drop Farrell altogether. I don't know why they're sticking with it. I don't know if it's because his daddy's a defence coach or what, but I don't know. Anyway, Jack Noah at fullback. Yes, he can cover wing, cover fullback, can play. He's played centre for the Chiefs before as well, so that's not too much of an issue. The Lions, Warren Gatland, I think he shot himself in the foot on this one. I really do. I think is there for taking if he chose the right team. Has he chosen the right team? Time will tell, but I don't think he's made enough. I don't think he's made the right call to tick up front, and I'm a little bit concerned. I think the All Blacks will get away with this one. Anyway, guys, what are your score predictions? Who do you think is going to win? Do you think he's made the right calls? Who do you bring in? Who do you kick out? Let's keep it coming from the All Blacks fans. Let's go, guys. Good luck to both teams. I'll see you later. Cheers.